It's our monthly department head meeting. We'll start off going around the circle and just hearing from everybody briefly on what's happening in your department. And sorry, I didn't make it down for your department head briefing.
That's okay. I was on a call.
So, all right. So we'll start right here because you happen to be sitting at the table. You must have got here last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was here first.
So Randy, what do you got?
I have a question about the funds that we put in for to replace the seals on the windows and the front doors and stuff. Mm-hmm. The front and side door really need to be replaced. Is there any chance to go ahead and get that scheduled and done yet, or is it still?
There's still a procurement issue. So OEM has a massive checklist that I've been going through. That was taking the pictures, and we're going to have to run it as a one project procurement. So it's going to be a bigger deal than just going out to each of those because it's over the 75,000. So still working on the checklist before I can even get to that point with OEMR to get it done. But yes, the doors will be replaced. That's just
So I can't. There's no. I shouldn't schedule anything yet. We're still waiting on that part. Or can I go
right. I'll work with you to get everything scheduled once we've got procurement done in there.
Okay.
OEMR signs off on
the front one's given to the point where it's almost silly to put any more money into them because they really need replaced. So,
okay.
We have a maintenance agreement with CSN that they gave us for taking care of the air conditioning and the heating unit. And according to my budget, we have the funds in my outside maintenance category. I'd like to go ahead and get that done up if we can.
Is it under our contracts line?
That's their contract that they gave us.
A copy of that.
I think I gave it to you before.
Yeah.
But I went over and I talked to Peggy, and I do have a category that would cover that I haven't used.
Okay.
And it's getting to the time of the year where we need to have it serviced for winter. Get the filters changed and the burners checked and all that kind of stuff. So
just about got the building. Just cold. Now we got to turn around.
Yeah.
Do we need to add that to our agenda?
I think we'd have to add that to our agenda. Well, it's a budgeted item, though.
Okay.
It's already budgeted. I'm okay with it since we've had so many meetings on it already. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
just total amount?
51.5. That's for them to come in twice a year and service everything. Get their ignition ready for summer and then get the heater ready for winter. So
Since it's already in his budget, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure.
So do I just need to sign this and send it back to them, or do you guys still need to sign off on it?
I'll need a copy of it.
Okay.
Probably.
That's the only copy I got. I'll get it back from you.
You got it.
Okay. Anything else?
No, other than that, it's basic, just the basic stuff, taking care of the building. I got the shed framed up. I'm getting ready to put the roof on it this week, and it'll be all ready for winter time so I can get our salt and all the stuff we need for winter time put over in there and keep my snow gear in there. And
People ask. I said you're building a doghouse.
yeah, I've had Sean said it was the extension for the sheriff's department when they started, so because it's behind the fence and everything. But that's the major project I got going on right now. As soon as I get that done, if weather permitting, I'm going to get the ramp patched up and painted and cleaned up before wintertime. That's my next major project. Other than that, just daily stuff.
Appreciate it. Okay. Matt, your department? Oh, just checking. Okay.
I got the door closed.
Good
That's
job.
the door closed. Weeds, down in the weeds.
Weeds. It's the heat of weed season. We've been really busy. We did get our spray contractor back up here for a couple of days, and he really did well. We got a lot of things taken off our list, and it really has turned out well. And we got some good county properties taken care of, and those 2 lots up the river we got sprayed.
Good.
That we were talking about. Tracy and I have been communicating about some different things, weed things. So yeah, I've been organizing the files, both the electronic and the hard files, getting those put together. The weed barn looks good now. Looks really good. Done a lot of site visits with customer residents comments. So been really busy with those. Putting together a seasonal test calendar. So by the 4 seasons, what needs to be done, some things that really need to be kept in mind to get done. And,
Awesome.
so yeah, so
And then
Yeah.
we'll have that position posted this week. Today.
great,
Good.
great, wonderful. So,
I kind of like how it's going right now.
Yeah,
No, you're
really.
doing great.
But my goal is to get everything put together, and so when a new person comes on, everything will be in good order. So that's been my goal.
Appreciate it.
So.
So you've submitted your resume, right?
Not yet.
Carol, you continue to be a daisy amongst the thorns.
Well, thank you, thank you. It's been a lot of fun. It's been good to be back in the wheat world and
Back in the weeds. Only you could
get
say that.
reacquainted with people and weeds.
People with weeds. Okay. Public Works.
Okay, Moon Gulch Bridge, we are on schedule with that one. They're moving forward. Should be finished by the time we do the paving on Silver Valley Road from Big Creek to just past Montgomery Gulch. Paving is gonna take place. They're gonna come in and mill it the week of the 16th of September. And then paving is gonna commence starting the 23rd. So the following, we'll be able to drive on it, once they mill it, we'll come behind and it'll be open. And we'll do the paving for the bridge and the paving project in one shot, so it's seamless. We're not gonna have cuts and where we meet things up, and the striping will be one continuous job rather than start and stop. So that's gonna be a big week. We'll put some public notification out as we get a little bit closer, and we're 100% on those dates. From there, we are going to jump up to Old River Road, and we're gonna do some surface improvements. The milling is gonna, as soon as that equipment leaves Silver Valley Road, they're gonna jump right up to Old River Road, so then we're gonna start on that. Still working on a few locations. It's not gonna be one continuous paving project on Old River Road. There will be some starts and stops. We would need $4 million to do what we need to do up there. And so at this point, we have roughly $300,000 allocated to this project. So we are addressing the very worst areas where the roadway is pretty much gone. And so we went up there with engineering. We took Shane up there. We all did an assessment. We drove it 5 or 6 times. We walked it. And so we chose our locations based off of that. So we are going to do a few spots above the bumblebee cutoff and a few spots below. So not as much as we had hoped, but there were some spots where the roadway was completely failing on the upper section, so we needed to look at that. So that'll be happening right there, and our safety flap project from Kingston to Murray is going to be finished up the last week of September. We are going to see some work up there all along the 29 miles of the project corridor, where they're moving on to the sign replacement. They're doing some backfilling on the guardrails right now. Striping is almost completed. There were some tracking areas that they still need to clean up and remove, but overall it's been a good project, and we're really excited about that. We did complete 20 miles of paving starting on the St. Joe River Road at Marble Creek down to the county line. That just wrapped up. We had to end up doing it in 2 phases because the company that we contracted with had an equipment failure down there, so they had to come back and do majority of one fog line section that just got wrapped up last week. So that project is finished. I drove down there. The stripes look really good, and I think it's going to make a huge improvement down there for safety and visibility on that roadway.
Anything else?
Well, I could go on forever, but
Yeah.
that's the big stuff that we can
Clee
hit on.
Creek that was asked about.
I'm sorry?
The Clee Creek.
Yes, Clee Creek, we have 2 culvert replacements that were done that we were waiting to pave. One is out on Riverview Drive. That was for a water line failure in the section, in an area where we had a culvert failure as well, so it's kind of a double whammy. And then late last year, we had a culvert failure at Clee Creek, which is quite a ways up the Coeur d'Alene River Road. It's past the Pritchard Murray cutoff. And we will be paving in the next 2 weeks, properly those patches. We opted not to cold patch over the top. We just maintained the patches and we will do a proper fix within the next 2 weeks.
Good job, Jessica. This,
No, I just had calls on that one, so I want to
Okay.
make sure it was mentioned.
Good. Okay, moving on to, I don't like calling you guys solid waste. Your transfer station personnel.
Everything's going pretty good. Our new guy's working out great. He's catching on real quick. It's nice being fully staffed. Gives me a chance to get caught up on some maintenance and stuff around the place. The garbage flow has been doubling every day. It seems like. I mean, we had 3 loads go out yesterday. We had 2 loads go out today. Yeah, I mean it's just not stopping. But you know, we've got the equipment now to take care of it, so it's going good. It's going good.
But it is increasing.
Oh, definitely increasing, no doubt about it.
Something we have to think about in the
Yep.
future.
That is something if it keeps going like this, it is something we are going to have to start talking about because our floor is not big enough. You know, we don't have enough room in there for what's coming in. So.
Okay. Anything from your side?
Just people need to pick up their stickers that they've filled out forms for.
Pick up their stickers. Okay. Okay.
That's it, nothing else.
Okay. Mr. Martin.
I'll start with emergency management. We're approved to start the contract for revising our emergency operations plan. We have a contractor on board for that. That should be a fairly quick and easy rewrite. Big change on that one is the evolution from a EMS corporation to an ambulance service district, the way it's written up in our plan. Attended some training for applying for the HMPG, which is a Homeland Mitigation Grant. As a result of the move past declaration, we're now eligible for certain types of mitigation grants, and one of those is to get a grant to pay for a contractor to rewrite our multi-jurisdictional all hazards plan, which is the big all hazards plan for all the cities in the whole county. So that's a big lift. But we're underway to get that applied for, get the grant funding for it, and get a contractor on board to get that started. Got further with a new project with the MCU trailer, the Mass Casualty Unit trailer. The fire districts have done their inventory and have a list of materials for re-outfitting that trailer with some new equipment, replacing or getting rid of a bunch of the medical equipment that was on it that actually expires and shouldn't be on that trailer. So we're getting rid of that and replacing it. And in particular, that trailer's outfitted with a whole bunch of backboards, 25 different backboards for hauling people. But there's no way to haul peds or small people. And so they're going to outfit it with 10 or 15 new boards that will be able to haul small people. So in case there's a bustle of children or something, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We're working on a communications project with Public Works and GNR Electronics. We've kind of got a team put together this time I think we've got some really good headway on looking at some repeater improvements and some tower improvements. And there's some different grant monies that are available for that as well. So I think we can make some pretty good headway with that. There's a repeater that's going down, and there's another repeater out in Rose Lake that's failed. And so there's some immediate work to be done. That's all happening as part of this project. So the Public Works kind of spurred the whole idea with they needed some new radios, but if they can't connect to the right towers to talk in Murray and Avery and those different places, then we really need to fix the backbone or the infrastructure part. So that's going to be a bigger deal. Planning wise, we've been busier than heck, particularly Trisha's been busy. We weren't here last month, but in July we did 26 permits, and so far this month we've done 38. So
we've done 38 total between the 2 months.
oh, sorry.
That's okay.
But still, that's 38 in 2 months when we normally go 130 in the whole year. So it's a lot. And cranking them out. And we've got a handful of projects been in the works. We've got vacation right-of-way projects coming up tomorrow. We've got a couple subdivisions in the works. Cranking away.
I saw vacation on there, and I just assumed I didn't read the right away part. I thought somebody was going on vacation.
Friday, I'm out of here.
Friday. Okay. Trish, anything
I'll
you?
probably come back.
Nothing to add, we're staying busy, just trying to keep up at this point.
Okay. Well, good thing we have some improvements coming to the whole department plan down there. So, okay. All right. Grant Queen.
A few things, mostly just getting things taken care of, all the grants that we got at the beginning of the year. Still working with OEMR on the courthouse grant for the windows and the doors. I'm on the 4th iteration of the list that they want me to complete before they will give me the go-ahead to go out to bid. So we're working through all of that. Department of Environmental, or DOE, Department of Energy, is an interesting entity to work with. So, but we'll work through it. We finally got the paperwork, the memorandums and the agreements to do the balconies. And some great things. It all just kind of came together. So we received $9,500 for the balcony repairs from the CLG, which is Certified Local Government, and that was through the City of Wallace. So we partnered with them to do that grant. We'll be signing that this next month. It's on their agenda for planning and zoning and for the city. We also found out that there was a grant in 2016 that the county had received, and thankfully, so the CLG is through State Historic Preservation, through SHPO. We had received the other grant through the Idaho Heritage, and all the paperwork indicated in conversations that it had gone away, and it didn't. They just pocketed it, they kind of set it back until we showed that we were actually going to move forward and be able to do that. And now we're invited to apply every year. It's a 50-50 match, but apply every year for up to $15,000 for improvements and upgrades on the courthouse. So the CLG kind of set us in a good place to start getting additional funding to do the other things that we need to for preservation on the courthouse. Washing the outside, different things. So get a punch list together that you would like to have done that are like $15,000 projects. It is a like $30,000 projects, and then the county would match dollar for dollar, but we'll work through those as the projects come in. Working with Clarkius, so they have taken the funding to do their assessments on their wastewater treatment plant, and that has now blossomed into multiple other funding opportunities that have come forward, so they now have more money to go ahead and do a wastewater treatment plan to do the full-on upgrades. We're working through all the procurement and contracting and different things that they have to do to get to that next step. And that's a lot of moving parts and about 4 different agencies trying to work together. So I wanted to sit down with you and see what your list looks like, and then have a conversation about can we piggyback those for your professionals, your RFQ list.
Great, fantastic.
CG, the Idaho Transportation Department, we got our 2-year congressional, and it's on the agenda for later this week to get that signed. It did go up. We have had a few changes since then, so we'll work through those on the back end of it, but we did go up about about $25,000 a year for supporting the bus. Then the RCIF, with Golden Chest, they've submitted their first request for reimbursement, so it's well underway, and they've already spent about $600,000 of the $1 million project ready to go. So they're just screaming through that project and doing a great job of getting it going. That's the big stuff.
So we actually had so many grants, we lost one for a while.
No, this was
I mean, we didn't lose it, but we lost
right.
track of it.
No, in 2016, they had applied through Idaho Heritage Trust and received $7,500 to do repairs on the balconies. The problem at the time was the funding match, because it's a 50-50. So there was not money in the budget to come up with that $7,500, so it got pushed back and then just kind of fell off. When I started, I reached back out because they did an extension through, I want to say 19. And so I just reached out to see what that looked like. And they said, no, it's gone. And Dennis O'Brien is on the board for that. And he said, yeah, they did the extension and it just went away. Well, in doing the exploration with the Idaho Heritage Trust archaeologist, Shannon, when she came out and was looking at these, she reached out and said, this is what they've got going on. And they said, okay, we'll bring it back forward for them. And so it never really went away. It just went really quiet until we were in a position to be able to do what they needed us to do. And they felt like we were going to use the money effectively and be able to come up with the match for it. So we're back in the good graces of getting funding from them.
Well, that's good because I've heard the commissioner here say she would like to stand on that balcony and wave. People going by.
Especially not now.
Wave at the people. Okay, well, that's good news. That says something about your building when it takes an archaeologist to, to work on it. Heather, you got anything from your world you want to share?
No, I just appreciate everyone's support. You know, doing the 2 jobs, it's been a lot, and everyone's just they've shown me a lot of grace, and I appreciate it.
And we wore you down a little too far.
Just a few more weeks to go, and Sid will be back. Then everything will be
When
calm.
is she coming back?
Around September 9th.
September the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be back to one job.
Yes,
Well, you've done great.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Commissioner?
Goodness. I don't have anything new today.
Okay,
I missed one thing.
what's that?
When I first started that shed, I nicked myself pretty good, and I had to go looking for a first aid kit. There's trauma kits in this building, but there's no regular first aid kits anywhere to be found that aren't expired. So I was going to see about how I should go about maybe getting one in each department, just basic. They're probably about $20. I've looked into them, and we need about a dozen of them.
Okay.
Just-
we have to think
just
about
for basic
Deputy
nicks and
County
cuts and
General or
stuff.
something, then.
Yeah, we'll look at the funds and
Okay.
see what's there. I'll check with the clerk too.
Is that something you can put under that? What was it, 30,000 that was left? over
Probably.
here?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So he has some LETCF that moved from FY24 money in the 898 category, if that's something that would fit under that. And he doesn't already have it used on everything.
Yeah, I don't use anything of it. So, okay.
Okay, well, we need to put a Band-Aid on that. Can't
Yeah.
put anything yourself.
Well, that's the first time I've ever done that, and then realized there's just not a basic first aid kit around here to be found. So they got plenty of trauma kits, but
You couldn't just lick it and move on.
I actually went to my truck and super glued it. So.
Do we have any questions for the commissioners? Since we don't have anything to report, does anybody have any questions? I mean, we've been up to our eyeballs in budget, which seems like forever. We're in our last week. It's been advertised, I guess, and we still got some tweaking to do with the sheriff's department, but everything else seems to be about settled.
Quick question, is there anything updated on the rate study? Planning and zoning hasn't had any interviews or some kind
From a
of.
compensation study.
You didn't do your interview? I will call Brenda today.
Or were you doing interviews for departments?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen one,
Okay.
if I needed one.
Well, you're an employee.
I am.
Yeah.
But I'm a department of one.
Interviewed me on the department.
I hate to-
There's
I hate
a
to
bunch
say
of
it, but
us.
We've had some complaints about management.
I'll have to track that person down because they're absent.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everyone for everything you all do. I know everyone puts it all in, and it's appreciated. Yeah.
Thanks to the commissioners for supporting us.
Okay, no questions? All right, well, I guess we'll call it. I hate to end early. There's nothing else though.
Sing a song, do a
We can
dance.
sing a song, do some
Tell
kumbaya.
us about Tennessee.
Yeah, it was hot. All right, well, thank you, everybody. I guess we are adjourned for the month.